G'day, I'm Murray, this is my backyard. Today I've got a meat ant nest to get rid of. It's in a problem area. I don't want it there, it can't survive there, it can't get bigger. It's kind of snuck up on me. I didn't notice it because of the recent earthworks. And while I don't normally object to meat ant nests, I do object to them in the yard. Let's see who's sponsoring this particular nest. See, an ant nest, when it gets to a certain size, will decide it can start satellite nests. Yep, riding the hose. Up the hill. Oh, this is obvious. A very clear little path here. Oh, and there's an ant's nest. This guy got hit by a digger recently. It's quite a large nest. It wouldn't have done much damage to it. But this is our sponsor. So when they start a new nest, they'll remain friends with it. And there'll be constant traffic backwards and forwards between the mother nest and the satellite nest. They just love being stirred up. So, right, let's go and have a go at that first nest. While I'm here, this is a kangaroo print. In the recent rain, it must have come through when the ground was still damp. That's its big toe. Yeah, this is always a good look. The Urkel. I've got a couple of different products. I just picked this one because it was handy and I like the way that you can get it in the holes. They love it. Okay. It's a bit quieter over this side. Well, now you can see where the holes are quite easily. I mean, these guys do a valuable service, provide a valuable service around here, cleaning up dead animals, etc. But not in the house yard. Sorry guys. Well, we've got no ants, though I did see one a moment ago. I've seen one ant in 20 minutes around this area. There it is. So 24 hours since I applied this fix ant, and I was doing some research on whether I should recommend it or not, and the active ingredient is no longer considered to be suitable for home use in Australia since 2020. So there is no product available for the domestic home gardener or backyard that contains this chemical in Australia. It's still used for agricultural purposes. Apparently they're thinking about banning it there as well. But I've got it. I'm never going to plant anything just here. It would be as inconvenient as having an ant nest here, having a tree or something here. So, yep, can't recommend the product, but I am probably going to keep using it in similar situations in the future. After doing a bit of research, Chlorpyrifos was banned by the EU in December 2019, effective from January of the following year. It was banned in 2015 by the EPA in the United States under the Obama administration, and then unbanned by the EPA in 2017 under a Trump appointee as head of the EPA, and then banned in 2021 by the EPA under Biden. All three times they relied on the same report to ban it or unban it, and it depended whether they thought that it was cause for concern or not cause for concern, depending on how you read that particular report. In Australia, as I said earlier, you can't use it for household, but you can still use it in broadacre agriculture. That's where the problem lies, because you can end up with residue. The active ingredient has a half-life in soil-borne applications of 33 to 56 days, which means that if it was applied to a crop of carrots, those carrots could have residue, and the risks associated with it is that it has been linked to brain damage in babies. Now, that's pretty serious. So, obviously we don't want brain damage in babies. That's a very, very bad thing. We'll see if it's unbanned again under the next US administration, or whether the EPA steers a straight course. I don't like killing ant nests, but I had to. It was a terrible spot for an ant nest. I often put roadkill or other dead animals I come across on an ant nest to dispose of them quickly so they don't stink the place up. They do an excellent job. They just tidy up in general. It's a bit annoying in the garden when you apply blood and bone, and the next day the place is a swarm with meat ants digging in and stealing it all. But I can live with that. I'm not going to poison all the ant nests because of a little blood and bone issue. The ground, when I went and followed the ant trails back to the mother nest, is all broken at the moment because I put three-phase power down to the shed. That may have been something that made the ants decide to colonise that particular area, because it was a bit broken up and it just felt like a good time. So I don't know if that had any impact on their decision to launch a new colony, or whether it was the dozer damage that they'd suffered. I've got no idea. But I like meat ants, and I would like to do a more informative piece on them at some stage, rather than simply murdering the poor sods. But, you know, they've got to go. And that Chlorpyrifos is effective stuff, no doubt. That being said, I'm done. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a good one.